I've really picked up. Oh my God. Why can I not talk? It's also because it's like late here and I need to get together. This is the BS4 podcast, and I'm your host, Bria. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the BS4 podcast. I'm your host, Bria, and today we are talking about the 10 things that I am letting go of. Immediately, bye. It has been 6 months into 2025, and there are things that I have noticed that I really just need to relinquish, let go, release. So we're going to talk about the 10 things that I realized that I need to let go of. So today, the B is for bye-bye. Bye-bye, bookies. Toodaloo. See ya. Because I'm getting rid of ya. I'm letting you go. Okay. Today's episode is for you if you are needing a bit of a reset, need a little bit of affirmation, need a reminder that it is okay to let go of things sometimes. It is okay to release. It is okay to move on. It's okay to grow out of things. So if you need that reminder, this episode is for you. If you haven't already, please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you follow the podcast on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on anywhere you get your podcasts. Make sure you download the audio episode. If you haven't downloaded it yet, just hit the little download button and make sure that you leave a rating on the show. That way I can use those ratings to make better content, to make more of what you want to hear, and ultimately get sponsors so I can continue to make this content. And if there's anything that you want to hear about, make sure that you DM me. DM me on the BS4 podcast on Instagram or on my personal Instagram at bria.via with 3 L's because 2 L's was taken and I tried DMing the girl who had the 2 L's and she didn't let me take it. So it's 3 until I can convince her otherwise. But let's get right into it. What are 10 things that I am letting go of? First thing, and most important thing, is I am letting go of the fear of being perceived. I have always had this fear, and I think it's my perfectionism. I think it's the way I grew up, where I just did not want people to truly see me because I would be scared of being abandoned once they did. I was always scared that I was too much. I was always worried about taking up too much space. And so I've always had this fear of being perceived. It's honestly inhibited me from posting on social media, specifically posting on TikTok and on Instagram, more things about my personal life, more things with my personality in it. Like, I went from being that girl who literally was always posting content. Like in college, if you followed me on Snapchat, fun fact, I have like 60,000 followers on Snapchat and I literally don't even use it. And in college, I used to get thousands of views on my Snapchat. And it's honestly because my @name on Snapchat is literally Bria, and that's it. So I think I got a ton of following just because my name was so simple on there. But then I kept the following because I was always posting. I was always posting. And that feels so distant from who I am now. That was obviously like 10 years ago. But I literally had no fear of being perceived. Like, all my thought pieces, they were on Snapchat. Anything that I felt about current events, it was on Snapchat. Every single outfit that I wore, every single person I hung out with, every single moment, I recorded everything. I have so many memories on there. And I was just known in my friend group, amongst people around me. Like, I was just the content queen. Like, I always had content of every fun night out. If people needed to get content for each other's birthdays, they would be like, oh my God, do you have this video of so-and-so that I can post for their birthday? And I was always the person who had it. And it's so weird to think about that now because I'm so not like that. Like, I hardly even ever have my phone out. And if I do, it's because I'm like responding to someone or something, but I'm not actively filming content. And that's like sad that I've just totally let go of that. And I think there's just different phases. I think that a lot of the stuff that I was posting at the time was so like immature and naive and stupid and not things that I would be posting now. But I didn't have like this fear of being perceived in the same way that I do now. And I want to almost like rechannel some of that. Not saying that I'm going to film every single aspect of my life, but I don't want to be fearful to like put myself out there more. And so I feel like I've had this like crippling fear of being perceived. I wanted to give off this elusive vibe, like people don't know what I'm doing or who I'm hanging out with or who I'm going on dates with or like what man's nice ass car I was in. Like half the time, you know what, I'm not going to out myself, but I just always wanted, or like I started to like fall into this like less is more mindset, when in reality I was actually kind of like quieting myself, and I was sitting deeper and deeper into the fear of like what people are going to think of me, how they're going to judge me, if they like me or not, if they're sending my social media to other people. And some of that I think came from just like toxic friendships and things that I was experiencing in friend groups that ultimately like caused me to kind of pull away. But then I'm the person who continued to feed into it of like, no, you shouldn't post as much, or don't let people see your full personality, or like you should be more careful what you post. And again, I think that there's truth to certain aspects of that, but I think deep down it's just this fear of being perceived. And I am so tired of feeling suffocated by caring what people think, by caring how people feel about me, by worried about how someone's going to judge me. I'm so over it. Like, I am exhausted of giving a shit. I'm exhausted of giving a about what anybody thinks about me, what I do, how they perceive me, because I am who I am. I am going to walk in my truth. And the thing is the internet is weird because you'll have this footprint online of like all the different phases of who you are, even though you've grown out of them. Whereas, like, I don't think we were ever intended to see ourselves in this way, let alone visibly see the old phases of ourselves as well. And so to me, I've always thought future state. I'm like, if I'm putting myself out there online, if I'm going to have this digital footprint and I outgrow the way that I act now, the way that I think now, the way that I carry myself now, in the future, I'm going to have regrets about like how I acted in the past. The reality is you're always going to have those regrets. And now we just have like a digital footprint for it. But I'm at least conscious enough that down the road, we'll be able to still accept and own who I am and who I was in past phases of my life, honoring that that's just who I was at that time and not having shame over who I was. Of course, there may be decisions or things that I say that I'm no longer aligned to or that I regret, but at the end of the day, I give myself the space to evolve. I honor the opportunity for me to evolve, and so I'm not going to limit sharing myself and sharing who I am now because I'm scared of what people are going to think of me, or because I'm scared of what my digital footprint might be. Like, at the end of the day, nobody really gives a shit. Like, at the end of the day, my life is not the top priority for everyone else. So why I like get in my head about what people are going to think and what people are going to say, at the end of the day, everybody has enough stuff going on that they're probably not thinking about me in the way I think they're thinking about me. No, I know that they're not thinking about me in the way I think they're thinking about me. So I just need to let it go. And I know in the future, and even now, like, I get comments sometimes about what I do or what I look like or how I present myself. And I know that's going to continue to come, but it's not going to stop me from being who I am and putting myself out there more. So the first thing that I'm letting go of is my fear of being perceived. I'm over it. I'm over it. I am done living in fear. I am done trying to act like I am Little Miss Perfect. I am done with being worried about what people are going to think of me. Literally, it. People say shit about me regardless. So I might as well just put myself out there because I'm not going to let what they say hold me back from being who I am. So that's the first thing I'm letting go of. Something else I'm letting go of is answering phone calls or FaceTimes without warning. Like, I used to be FaceTiming queen. Like, if someone called me, I'd just pick up and be like, hey, what's up? Like, have a quick chat. No. Do not FaceTime me or call me uninvited. Do not FaceTime me or call me without warning. We're not doing that. I don't want to just randomly get a FaceTime call from you because I might be in the middle of something. I might be looking crazy, no makeup, after a pod day, slumped on my couch. Like, I am not trying to answer. We need to like set up a date, like a schedule, a something for you to FaceTime me because uninvited FaceTimes without warning, no, I'm not doing it. I don't like that. And it's funny because, again, I used to not be like that. One of my friends is really big on like, they never answer phone calls. Like, they are notoriously known for not answering phone calls. If you don't warn them about, hey, I'm going to call you, they just won't answer you. Like, you know that little dare or meme or whatever that they've had going around for a while of like, gun to your head, whoever you call, if they don't answer, you're safe. They won't pull the trigger. That's my friend. Like, they literally never answer calls. And to be honest, I started to dig into that. I was like, why do you not ever answer FaceTimes? Or like, why do you not? And they were like, because my time is important and I'm not just gonna like mess up the flow of my day and my schedule because someone just randomly wants to call me. Obviously, like there's exceptions to that. It's not like this firm, strict boundary where they're like, I never answer phone calls. But it's like, if it's unsolicited or if it's something without warning, I'll call them back. Like, I'll call them back when I'm available or I'll set up time to talk to them when it makes sense. But FaceTimes without warning? Mm-mm. I am letting go of those. I am letting go of those. I've been turning my phone on Do Not Disturb way more. And I know people are like, oh my God, I hate a Do Not Disturb warrior. I do too at times. But lately, it's had to be that way because I've been trying to be so locked in and like the random distractions. Because one thing about me and my ADHD, if someone calls me and it's someone that I love and I want to talk to, I'm going to answer that call, knowing damn well that I got some stuff to do and to finish before I'm sitting here yip yapping about whatever. So another thing I'm letting go of is not answering FaceTimes or phone calls without warning. Another thing I'm letting go of is suffering through a book just to say I finished it. I'm not doing that anymore. I've picked up reading in my 20s. I was never like a bookworm when I was a kid. I've really started to enjoy reading as an adult. And there are books that people are like, oh my gosh, this book is so good. I highly recommend you have to read it. And it's all popular and it's trending and whatever. And I hate it. And I'll finish the book just to say that I finished it. But the reality is, something that I have to normalize and that we should all normalize is that you don't have to finish a book if you're suffering through it. You don't have to finish a book if you don't like it. Like, not every book is going to be for you. I've learned that I don't love every book. Obviously, it's not possible to love every book. And so just because I like the author, or just because it came highly recommended, or just because it's like one of those books that you just have to read, does not mean that when I get through the 13th chapter, that I have to continue to the 24th chapter, to the very ending. Like, if it's not good to me, I don't want to waste my time on it. If it's not something that I'm enjoying reading, the whole purpose of reading books is for leisure. Even if you're learning, even if you're doing it to grow, even if you're doing it to gain more wisdom, more knowledge, etc. Sometimes the way that they write it, the outline, or even what the information that's being said you don't agree with. Therefore, you don't have to finish it. Honestly, there's a book I read recently and I probably got like 5 chapters in, and it's a book by a very popular author, and I don't want to say who because I don't want to slander this person, but I just really did not like their approach to the concept they were teaching at all. And I thought that I would love it and I hated it. So another thing that I'm letting go of is not suffering through books just to say I finished them. I am putting them down. I am not reading them. Somebody else might enjoy them. Me, personally, not wasting my time anymore. Another thing I'm letting go of is the pressure to always feel inspiring. I think since I started this podcast, since I started to grow in my career, since I started to use my voice to empower and uplift women and to promote authenticity and to promote growth, I felt that everything that I do or say has to be aligned with being inspiring. And because people message me and they're like, you're so inspiring, or like, you've inspired me to do this, or you've helped me set these goals, or I listen to your podcast every week and I always get something away from it. It's like, I love that. And I'm so appreciative and I'm so honored and thankful for that. But I am trying to let go of the pressure to feel like I always have to be inspiring because there's so many other facets to me. There's so much more to me than just this like woke, evolved, empowering woman. Like, yes, that is who I am and I'm proud of that, but I'm also goofy as hell. Like, I feel like this podcast and people in general have not even seen how goofy I actually am. And I don't always want to be inspiring. Like sometimes I just want to I just want to joke. I just want to play around a little. I just want to, you know? Like I just want to kiki. And I'm not always trying to be like in this like perfect box of like, she is this or she is that. Like I don't always want to be inspiring. I just want to have fun sometimes. And I do have fun. Like I do have fun when I'm talking on this podcast or talking about like things that will help grow and evolve you. Like I am not saying those things aren't fun, but I don't always want to feel like everything that I say has to be like some big inspirational thing. Like I am human. I literally will wrap up this podcast today. I will go shower, take all my makeup off, everything, and I will be horizontal in this spot on this couch, probably doom scrolling on TikTok for like a hot minute, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I am not perfect. I don't just like shut these cameras off and literally sit here and read a book and write my next outline. And like, yeah, obviously there's balance. Like, I do spend a lot of my time working on this and doing my job and all the things. But like, I also will sit there and doom scroll and eat a whole bag of popcorn because I'm a normal human being. I'm a normal 28-year-old woman who like does the things that a millennial does. So I am letting go of this feeling of, oh, I always have to be inspiring. Like, you know what? Sometimes I just want to be the little bummy me on the weekends who don't want to put makeup on and goes to the grocery store in a complete grout fit and got acne on my face and because I'm breaking out and my hormones are crazy right now and I don't know why. Weird. But sometimes I just want to like be without having to be this inspirational voice all the time. So while some things may be inspirational, I'm also just like so silly. Like if y'all saw what my editor sees, if y'all saw what David, shout out David. Shout out David. David is my dog for real. But if y'all saw what my editor sees, like he sees me literally turn into a lunatic. Like I am nuts. And he sees when I am just so goofy and so all over the place and when my ADHD be whipping my ass and all the crazy faces that I make and he tolerates it and he edits it all out so that y'all could have this very streamlined, beautiful podcast, which I love the work that he does, but he keeps the bloopers and we key about the bloopers all the time. And to me, I'm like, damn, I probably should like show myself in that way more. So we're probably going to put something together where y'all are going to see more bloopers and just like the reality of who I am. Because while you do see the reality of who I am off like all the time, there's like parts of me that aren't always like explicit or out there. And I think it's because I have this like, oh, I need to be inspiring or like that's my lane. And it's like, girl, you're a human. Ain't no lanes. Like the lane, you're making these lanes up. Break the molds. Who cares? Like just be yourself. So I'm letting go of always trying to be inspiring and I'm just trying to be me. Okay. Another thing that I am letting go of is gluten. Me and gluten, I have learned I don't really have like a reaction to gluten. So like gluten isn't like a huge problem in my life. But I have Hashimoto's, which is a autoimmune disorder that impacts your thyroid. So essentially, my thyroid function has always struggled. So, and if you don't know what your thyroid is a gland in your neck that helps you produce and regulate hormones. So your thyroid basically and your brain are connected, and your brain will send signals to your thyroid of how much hormone to produce, and your thyroid will send signals to your brain of how much it's producing. Mine, there's like a disconnect. And so my hormones are not, and I've always struggled with them being in sync, aligned. And for me, there's like hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. So there's like different variations of disorders that your thyroid can have. I specifically have Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disorder. And typically with autoimmune disorders, something that causes them to flare up, something that inhibits them from healing, is gluten. And so I've been doing a lot of research. I've also talked to functional medicine doctors. I've gotten the advice of a few functional medicine doctors, and all of them had said, based on my blood work, based on the way that I've tracked my hormones, and based on my symptoms, that something they really recommend is that I cut gluten out of my life. And so something I am letting go of is gluten. And it's been honestly not as hard as I thought it would be. I've been gluten-free for about a month now with a couple slip-ups here and there, because sometimes you forget that like certain things have gluten in them. Like for example, every time that I go get coffee, I have to make sure that the oat milk that I put in my coffee doesn't have gluten in it, because oats can have wheat. So it's like you always have to check these little things. So like I've made a few slip-ups here and there. Thank God that I don't have celiac disease where like those slip-ups could really harm me. But for the most part, like with the occasion of like a few slip-ups, I've been gluten-free for the last month, and I actually think it's making a difference. We'll see how it continues to play out, but it's not something that I was excited about because I love carbs. One thing about a carb, I'm gonna have it, okay? I love carbs. Like, I am not someone who's ever shied away from bread, from rice, from pasta. Like, honey, you put a carb in front of me, I'm gonna eat it. I love a good carb. So, being gluten-free was gonna be real hard for me, I thought. But honestly, it actually hasn't been bad at all. And I'm excited to see how my body continues to grow from it and how it changes and whatnot. But something I am letting go of is gluten. And it's so funny because I love pretzels. My favorite snack is pretzels. I literally am obsessed with pretzels. Like, it is ridiculous. I've always loved pretzels. They've been my favorite snack since I was a kid. People think that's boring. People think that's lame. I don't care. I love me some pretzels. I love me some pretzels. Guess what pretzels have? Gluten. So I've been getting these gluten-free pretzels. They're actually good, depending on the brand. Some literally are so crunchy, it is like horrible. Like horrible. So don't recommend all gluten-free pretzels. There's just certain brands that I've learned that I like. Natalia literally hates gluten-free pretzels, or at least some of the brands. I'm starting to get her to warm up to a few, but she be getting on my head about getting some gluten-free pretzels. I don't care though. Your girl's got to do what she's got to do. And now Natalia's like, oh yeah, I might go gluten-free. I'm like, that's what I thought. So anyways, something I'm learning to let go of, something I am letting go of is gluten. Something I'm letting go of is anything that isn't aligned to my goals or the things that I want out of my life. I've had the biggest realization lately that anything that you entertain that is not aligned to where you want to go is literally a waste of your time. Like, things for the plot really are never for the plot. It's just entertaining energy that's ultimately not what you want anyways. So for me right now, I am letting go of anything that doesn't feel aligned with where I want to go. It's wasting my time. And like, I may feel different about this in the future, but for right now and with how focused I am and the goals that I have set out for myself, if I'm spending time doing things that aren't aligned to that, I am wasting it. And I don't have unlimited time. I don't even have tomorrow promised. And if I'm sitting here entertaining things or people or ideas or mindsets or content that is not aligned with who I want to be, where I want to go, the type of woman I want to show up as, it's holding me back. it's not allowing for me to make room for the things that I do want in my life. So I've just become a lot more strict with my time and my energy lately because I want to let go of anything that is not aligned with where I want to go. Truly. Like, it is that simple, is that straightforward. Like, that is something I am just letting go of. That being said, something else that I am letting go of is music or content that has lyrics or information that is not aligned with what I want to believe about myself or what I want to believe about the people around me. For example, I have cut out so much hip hop music from my playlists and from my frequent rotations because I do not want to listen to music of men diminishing women. I don't want to listen to music of women not respecting themselves or their bodies. I don't want to listen to things that subconsciously kind of brainwash me into normalizing that type of behavior, that type of energy, that type of mindset. Like, you think that that stuff doesn't rub off on you, but it 100% does. Like, I don't even like listening to, and don't get me wrong, like, haven't completely cut certain music out of my life, but there are so many other forms of art or things that you can consume that are aligned to who you are, that have positive vibrations, that have positive messaging, that are aligned to what you want to believe about yourself, what you want to believe about other people. I like realized this recently. I have a gym playlist, and my gym playlist is the only playlist that I have that has music like that. That has music that is like talking about women being bitches and talking about how many hoes they fucked and talking about being in the streets and talking about all the things. And I realized that like a lot of the music that I have in this playlist has like a rough negative undertone. And was realizing that anytime I go to the gym, I be in the gym mad. And I was like, why am I always like mad at the gym? Like, I was so happy go lucky all day. I get to the gym and now I'm in this bitchy ass attitude. And now I'm in this like fuck everybody attitude. And now I'm in this like, and I realized that a lot of it is because of literally what I am hearing in my headphones. Like, fuck this, fuck that, this bitch this, she's a hoe that, blah, blah, like all these things. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is so negative. Like this is so negative. This is so not aligned with like how I would even want to be spoken to, how I want to talk to myself. And like, I understand that like this may be over the top. This may be something that some people are like, girl, it's not that deep. That's fine. I totally understand if you feel that way. Like I felt that way for a second, but now I am realizing like it does have a subconscious impact on me to the point where like it's shifting my emotions when I'm listening to it. And so now I'm like, I just don't want to. So like I've changed what I've started listening to. And that's like a journey that I'm on. But something I'm definitely letting go is content or media or music that is perpetuating a narrative that I don't want to believe about myself, that I don't want to believe about other people, or that I don't want to see in my life. That may sound very intense. That may sound militant, but that is just something that I've noticed and taken into account and realized that like, no, it is actually that deep. Another thing that I am letting go of is trends. I have not necessarily followed trends in the sense of like created content for trends, but I have certainly followed trends in the sense of consumption and like the things that I purchase and the style I wear or the skincare routine that I had. Like, I am so over following trends. Like, they are changing constantly. I literally cannot keep up with them. One day it's like the perfect clean girl aesthetic, and the next day it's like how to make him want you, or like this face mask versus this face mask, or blue light therapy, or red light therapy, or don't eat avocado, or do eat avocado, or this fat is good for you, but this fat is bad for you, but this fat is great for you. You should put this fat on your face. I'm like, babe, I I cannot keep up. Like, I literally cannot keep up. I am done trying to keep up with trends. Like, whatever I like, I like. Whatever I don't like, I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't care. I cannot keep up with the trends. I used to be regimented about my Korean skincare routine that I got off of TikTok that was trending, that everyone was like, this is the cleanser, this is the toner, this is the... And I was like, no. And I switched up my skincare routine based off things that I was like, no, this actually could work. This is aligned with like my skin goals and all the things. It's not something that I found via trend. It's just something that I found through research. I've been on that and I've been absolutely loving it. And my skin's been thriving since I started using it. So I am done trying to follow trends. Okay. Like, over it. It is so hard. That is something that I am letting go of. Something else that I am letting go of is waiting for the perfect timing or waiting for the right timing. I've said this before, but it is never going to be the right time. I specifically this year, I have all this PTO. For those of you who don't work in the corporate world, PTO stands for paid time off. I have all this PTO accrued. Like, after you hit a certain amount of years in the company, you like gain a ton of PTO. I have so much PTO. And I usually every year wait until the last minute or save it for the holidays. And then I don't even do anything around the holidays. And I'm like, I just like didn't even use all my PTO. This year, I said, I'm not waiting. If I get an opportunity and it presents itself, I'm not going to turn down an opportunity because I want to save PTO for later. I'm going to take the opportunity and do it right now because right now is literally all I have. And you know what? I did. I literally did. I used all my PTO on going to London, to Madrid, to Miami, to Bali, to Hawaii. Like, I have had such incredible experiences this year because I didn't wait for the perfect time, or I didn't wait until, oh, this is when I should be using my PTO, or oh, this is when I should be doing something. I am releasing these timelines that we put in our heads of like, when things should happen, when we should do things, when the right timing is, because it's never the right timing. I've said this before, there's better and worse timing, obviously, but stop waiting for life to happen to you. Start taking life into your hands and doing the things that you want to do, because literally right now is all you have. So something I am releasing is waiting for the perfect time and for these timelines that I've built in my head to play out in the right timing. It's never going to be the right timing, and it's going to play out the way that it should. Take life by the horns and do stuff now. Number 10, the last thing that I am letting go of. I am letting go of dating. I am taking a break. I'm not saying I'm letting go forever, but I am letting go of dating right now. I am taking a break from it. I am not entertaining. I am not trying to get to know people on a romantic level at this point in my life. And I know that sounds crazy. Some people might be like, well, Bria, you're 28. You don't have that much time. Now is when you should be dating. Why don't you want to date? Because I was always leaving the door open for dating, it felt like I was prioritizing being chosen over choosing. And I want to just take a break from dating. I want to take a break from going into interactions with men, wondering if there's someone that I could see as a romantic partner, wondering if like, oh, is this going to be my husband? Because that is exhausting. It is exhausting having that mindset all the time. And so I am letting go of dating for a second because I want to truly, and not in the cliche way, but in the real way, focus on myself. I want to focus on what makes me happy. I want to focus on what I want to find in me that I also hope to find in a partner one day, and not feel like I'm looking for it in people or like waiting for someone to show up with those things. I just want to literally lock into what I have going on right now and not go into relationships. And when I mean relationships, I even mean platonic. Like when I meet a man, don't want to go into it being like, oh, could this be? I just want to go into it and be like, sure, I'm down to like get to know this person as a friend first. Like, I'm down to get to know people as friends right now, but I am not prioritizing dating at the moment. And I feel like this is the right thing for me in this season. There's so many other things that are going to require my attention, my focus, my priority. And You'll see how much stuff I have coming out lately and all the things that I'm doing. And I just want to really lean into myself right now. And so I am letting go of dating for now. Not forever, obviously, but for now. And it feels like the right decision for me. So, all that being said, those are 10 things that I am letting go of in this season. I'm not putting timelines on them. I don't know if they'll be infinite or not, but there's certain things that in those 10 that I'm like, no, I definitely want to let go of that like forever. Like really let it go. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this gave you some inspiration to maybe find things that you too want to let go. I want you to know that it is okay to let go. It is okay to release things that no longer serve you. It is okay to move on, shift, pivot. You can wake up tomorrow and decide that you want to do something differently and pursue that. So it is okay to let go. I hope that this gave you permission to do so. Those are the 10 things that I'm letting go of. Make sure that you comment below something that you want to let go of. Maybe it's something I said, maybe it's something totally different and for you, but make sure that you comment below saying something you want to let go of and share this with a friend. That way you can help them let go too. Thank you so much for tuning in. Audio drops every Monday, visual drops every Tuesday on YouTube. Make sure that you tap into both, and I cannot wait to chat with you next week.